All right, here we go, the pivot. And here's the idea, John. Can you see that TV okay? Can you see it?
Now, right now, I'm looking good.
Okay. Yeah, so right now, this is good. So you get it. So as we set up, when you put your hands on the club, your right shoulder is going to be lower than your left, just like your right hand is lower than your left. Correct? And so you want this nice tilt here. Now this might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but we don't care. If your tilt was like, say, this, okay, that would be all right. If your tilt was like that would be all right, as long as you're not going to tilt like this. Okay? Right? So that's what it's all about. So there's our little hip line. We don't want to slide our hips back, right? So let's watch it. See, they slid back a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, that's starting to learn. And then I'm over here kind of barking at you, telling you to do this, and then I said the wrong thing and all that, and there we go. Now we're getting a little bit better. Okay, so that's like really great. And the idea is that you've got this happening. Your back is turned to the target. That's the way a baseball player would hit a baseball and all that good stuff. So when we bring in our tour player, Rory, see, he's doing the same sort of a thing here. Okay? This is the right idea. Right. Well, when you think about anatomy, right, and efficiency, so we'll use him as. So here's what we're looking for. His right shoulder is lower than his left, just as like his right hand is lower than his left on the club. So here's his spine tilt. Right? I'm going roughly from the middle of his head down to his belly button, so he's got that tilt. So we'll put that tilt back. So just think about it. If he turns his hips and just turns his shoulders the way that he's built as a human and doesn't slide, just turns, his head, see how it's already back behind the ball? So if I draw a line straight down 90 degrees, he's already back behind the ball, right? So his head is going to be behind the ball to start. Well, as he turns, listen to this, this is big. Because he's tilted, as he turns, he's going to have more of his body mass on the back side of that line than the front side. Does that make sense? If his spine was tilted the wrong way, if he tilted this way, and then he turned, he'd have all of his weight over, or he'd have more weight on this side. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. You say it like that, but a lot of people have, you know. Good. Well, so let's watch it. Let's watch it. So he's going to turn his shoulders. And now because all of his weight, or I shouldn't say all of his weight, because most of his body mass is right of center, he has transferred weight to his right side. But he didn't do it by having a noticeable shift. The way most people that play golf who need to work on this, which is most people, they shift their weight back by sliding their hips backwards, which makes their spine tilt the wrong way, and then they end up having to jam it forward on the way through. Their body gets ahead of their hands. They have to either flip the club at the bottom or drag it through at the bottom. They get that little chicken wing that we saw and all that stuff.
It's almost like he's making, other than his arm being brought back, he's maintaining the same position he had right before he started.
He is. He's maintaining the same general angle of his torso tilt. Right. And there is a little bit of movement. It's not this like robot, right? And then on his downswing, look at that. And then we'll see as he comes through. See now, see his left arm stays roughly right against his side. It comes off a teeny bit, like mine came off a teeny bit. And that's what we want. Okay? So it's really, really important, John, though, that the hardest part of this is actually grasping what we're trying to really accomplish. I think you got that part. You just have to be patient and realize that you have to keep trying it and looking and feeling it and trying it, because it just doesn't come automatically. I used to take lessons from this guy named Carl Rubito. You can Google him. He's like a top 50 instructor in the world and all this stuff. And I thought he was going to pull his hair out trying to work with me. I just could not get it for the longest time. I eventually got it. Yes, the pivot. I still remember him like just going crazy. We didn't have video, so I could never really see it. But it drove him nuts. No. I mean, and I remember he showed me a picture on a golf magazine of Tom Kite in this position. And he says, look, see how he's got like that ramp in his back? Your back goes that way. We need to get that fixed. So, anyhow, that's what we're working towards, and that's what I want you to do this drill and keep doing the drill. So we're going to hit a few more balls where you make a practice backswing, look at yourself in the mirror, and then we're going to work on your driver or your 3-wood outside. Okay?
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more instructional videos.